I was thinking you were more acquainted with it. We'll leave it aside for first reviewing it ourselves before we discuss it. So today, in this very rainy day, it was a rainy day, surprising rainy day in Vrindavan. We went to celebrate the disappearance day of Bhaktidaita Madhva Maharaj, and before that, the disappearance day of Jagannath Babaji Maharaj in Sona Goranga. That is a very nice place here in Vrindavan. Narayan Maharaj is managing it there.
Jagannath Das Babaji used to stay there?
Yes.
In Sona Goranga?
Yes.
Oh, in front of Radha Gopinath temple?
Yes, very close to the entrance of Radha Gopinath. So that was very nice how they're looking after. There's a very nice memorial of Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. His japa beads is there, which are very big japa beads. His kamandula is also there. There's a picture of him behind carrying in a basket Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj on his head, the famous picture which was also published in Prabhupada books. And that was the story that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur took Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj to the place of the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, and that he jumped out of his basket and started dancing wildly there, saying, yes, 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 this is the place of Mahaprabhu's appearance. So this is what I heard about it. There's many more stories about his life, but I'm not so acquainted with them right now. Anything you like to tell us about Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj? Also not in memory, storage.
Right now I cannot recollect.
Yes, so then we are going to do today, because it's a very cold day, I'm going to read from Positive and Progressive Immortality, one shloka, to enliven our gathering today. Confidence in the Lord's protection from Yamunacharya. Tat itarash rashyaya bhavat tasyai vaikarakshakatvam bhumos kalita padanam bhumir evavalambanam tvayi jata paradanam tvam eva sharanam prabhu. This is from a book called Skande. He's proven to be the only shelter, since there's actually no shelter but him. For those who have stumbled and fallen upon the ground, that very ground is the only support by which they can arise once again. Likewise, for those who have offended you, O Lord, you alone are the only refuge. Skanda Purana. So often we use this example. So often. So now we will know where it's coming from. It's coming from Yamunacharya as a quotation of the Skanda Purana. It's not only when you fell down. Every time I offer my obeisances, it is only by the ground that I can come up again. There's no other way. I cannot levitate by my own sweet will, so I have to push on the ground. Thank you, ground, for being here. You giving me a chance to rise again. That's very funny. I feel funny because every time I get up from my dandavat, I'm thankful to the ground. And if not touching it properly, you may slip again. Huh? So, only shelter is the Lord because He's the only shelter. What a beautiful argument, no? And plus, you can't argue it. Because what other shelter is there except the Supreme Lord? The Supreme Lord and His devotees. I was reading in this book today about the different types of apparats which disturb us in our spiritual life. But here, it is the Lord who gives us a chance to get up again, under any condition and at any time. And even if we are not fallen down in a sense, we are still far from reaching to the top. So it's like something, okay, falling down is, we know, you hit bottom. But what about when you're not falling, you're kind of moving in the way, probably guided by your sadhana, but you're far from having reached the goal, no? So there's ups and downs. And that comes in the same answer. And only the Lord can be our shelter to give us a chance to go higher. That's what comes to my mind immediately. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to our acharyas. All glories to the bhakti process. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Srila Bhakti Daita Madhava Maharaj. All glories to Jagannathas Babaji Maharaj. Yes, all glories to the Sadhu Sangha, the Association of Devotees. So whoever wants to say something about this particular circumstance of getting up by the mercy of Krishna, maybe you can even give an example. Let me try to find one myself. Well, ever since we came to the family of Srila Prabhupada, we had some devotional service. But by the interference of other devotees, our service changed quite often. Normally or even abnormally. Like when the GBCs changed in Europe, in a way, my service also changed because the GBC changed. And in this way, all of a sudden, before I knew it, I was in South America, transferred from European services to South American service. So sometimes the things change. So I can see that Krishna had a plan for you, for me in my case, which I had no idea about the plan. The plan had nothing to do with anything created in my mind because I never even thought of South America. It never came to my mind. And when I reached Brazil, it never came to my mind Colombia or the other countries. So all is in the hands of the Lord. So that assurance that Krishna is part of our path, I think is very important. That's also why I believe now that here in Yamuna Kunja, we will be able to accomplish a difference for the benefit of Vrindavan. I hope so. I mean, we are so teeny. This morning when I was walking to the Yamuna, to the Vrinda Kunja, all of a sudden a government car passed by and it was pulling a compressor, which I'd never seen in my life. Prabhu Bhima is selling compressors. So I know about compressors, but that compressor was so big, I've never even seen in my life. And it was going on the parikrama for some work in Vrindavan. my God, what is going on here? What kind of work are they doing? So we are the little pipsqueaks here. Yes, we have the feeling this is Radharani's land and we want it nice and we want everybody to become Krishna conscious. As a matter of fact, we want everybody to fall in love with Srila Prabhupada. Either Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada or Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. No difference for us in that. But, but we have some expectations and we see some things are going in the proper way. But whether we're going to be able to be part of the difference, improving the situation, up to Krishna. Entirely up to Krishna. I'm just personally thankful to be in your company. Your company is very valuable to me. And everybody else who comes through the door, he may be another person also valuable in the same way. We don't know. We don't know because Krishna is guiding the path of each and every soul. There's no difference. So, yesterday is a very special day. By the grace of these acharyas, Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhava Maharaj is a great hero. From the very beginning of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's mission, he was the outgoing, get it done. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was going to go to some place for some special programs, pandal programs, anything, he would send Madhava Maharaj. Because he knew he'll get it done. Maybe others also, but he was a spearheader. Hayagriva Das Brahmachari was his name. And one time he was sent out on the day of Ekadasi, or maybe even Janmashtami, I forgot. And he had to have a very long trip to go, and his Gurudev told him, go and take prasadam. He said, the fasting day. No, you have to take. Prabhupada said, because it's a long trip. And he said, take rice also, which in Bengal is like eating without rice is not considered really eating, no? Something like that, no? So then Madhava Maharaj did go on that fasting day, and he took anukalpa, something. Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj mentioned, if Prabhupada would have spoken these words to Nishikanta Sanyal, he would definitely have eaten rice. Because he took every word of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada like, must be, not can be, must be. But Daiti Madhava Maharaj took it as can be, and he took Anukalpa. These are stories, I could not produce them myself. They're just repetition of what I heard from my Shiksha Sannyas Guru, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Maharaj, who I know loved Bhakti Daita Madhava Maharaj so much. Each, they loved each other. So there's no negative whatsoever inclination. The big devotees, they don't talk negative about each other, unless maybe some emergency coming or something. So, shelter, taking shelter of the only shelter which is there. So now this is a shelter for even Bhaktivinoda Thakur takes shelter of the Supreme Lord. Gokishwar's Babaji Maharaj, Jagannath's Babaji Maharaj. What to speak of us? We are like teeny little creatures. Just hope I wrote a poem today in German. I won't translate it, but it was like, helpless. I'm helpless. Yes, I can chant Hare Krishna, I can be with the devotees, but I'm helpless. What will happen? What can we get something done? We want to, no? We have the desire to get something done very wonderfully. But like I say, right now the Yamuna front side is being transformed in an industrial level. So that means everything's changing. Everything. And we are in the middle of the change because we are cleaning in that same area. I don't know what is going to happen, but we'll be there. We'll try to do our service. Srila Prabhupada is very merciful that we can meditate upon his divine message. And also, since we are on the platform of the Vishwa Vaishnava Rajsabha, I really want to send out a message to each and every devotee who has been connected with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of course, to each and any one of you, that we love you, we need you, we want to serve you, we want to produce or help produce confirmed. We want to produce the most wonderful result our Guru Devas may have wished for, and which is the most beneficial for humanity. We want that and that alone. And if we can help you or can be of any use for you, let us know. And if you can help us in any way, let us know. This is a communication platform. And that communication platform is only for the joy of the Vaishnavas. No competition is entertained. Because we know that all of you are fighting for the same cause in different names and areas, but we are all fighting for the same cause. And the more successful you are, the more joyful we will feel, and the more inspired we will feel to try to also do something great. Because Vishwa Vaishnava Rajsabha is great. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the greatest. He's the Yuga avatar. So when I hear, I must say I'm a little jealous. When I hear how many devotees are there in Russia, then I feel why we don't have so many devotees in South America. Why is Russia getting all the mercy? Even though Krishna consciousness, well, when Prabhupada went there personally, and we see those big festivals, a little bit jealous we become, but...
Prabhupada went where personally? Russia.
Yes.
He didn't go to South America, isn't it?
Yes, he also went. He went to Venezuela.
Oh.
He started the mission on the second visit to Venezuela. Some parent of a devotee made a complaint against Prabhupada, so they didn't let him go into the country the second time. Oh. They made big offense. But Prabhupada didn't take offense, he kept preaching. So in this way, what can I say? So here to Russia, he was invited by Professor Kotovsky, who was a socialistic indologer, and he heard about Prabhupada. He said, oh, you can come to Russia and present something of your teachings. So he had an official invitation by Professor Kotovsky. It's the only way that he could come into Moscow. The rest of the story you know, no? Ananta Shanti story. How he became devotee and eventually became the big influence of Krishna consciousness. Anyhow, if Russia is expanding, we in South America are rejoicing and dancing. If Australia is having most beautiful projects for Krishna, again we are rejoicing. We are rejoicing even if there's more and more temples in Vrindavan, even if they're not all from the Gaudiya Math tradition. So many other new temples have come. We are also rejoicing. When we see ladies walking around with the little Gopal deity in the hand, which you see very frequently these days, it's a kind of a new fashion. I guess it's coming influenced by Pushti Marga, having little baby Krishna in your hand. But we feel very happy about it because it means increase of Krishna consciousness. So in the day, we know we can't control it anyway. We cannot control it, absolutely. Even great ISKCON cannot control it because Prem Mandir gets more visitors than ISKCON. Doesn't mean anything except that we can't control it. Because we would have wished that Prabhupada is the number one accepted and understood messenger of divine love, right? And the glory of Vrindavan would spread entirely under his unified push. But it was never like that. The Gaudiyas and the Hindustani devotees, there always were two camps, and more than two camps. The Maharashtrian devotees, they are the devotees of Ranchor. Then there's the South Indian devotees, they also have their style of worship. And then there's the Gujaratis with their style, and then there's Uttarakhand with their style, and there's the Punjabis with their style, then there's the people from the northern states, they also have their style, no, even though it's quite influenced by Bengali worship of Mahaprabhu. But even there's other like there's in the Shankar Dev, very popular in Assam. Everywhere there's Shankar Dev temples with the Bhagavatam. Have you seen that? Have you been to Assam? They have like
Very less.
Huh?
Very less. I didn't go to
Okay,
Assam
they have
frequently.
temples of Shankardev. There's like some stand, and the Srimad Bhagavatam. That is the main emphasis there. So, yes, who can control it? We are all in the hands of Lord Chaitanya. And we can just hold on to each other and say, hey, let's stick together in union, in diversity. Because then again, for preaching, we cannot stay together. You see, for preaching, we have to go out into all directions. And you imagine theoretically that thousands of devotees want to come here and live all together here. And who's going to do the preaching? Only one person. What are the other preachers going to do? Myself personally, you could say I'm addicted to speak about Krishna. I'm addicted. That's why I go to Vindakunja anymore every morning for giving class. Now I have to go and give a program to South America in Vaishnava. So we have to spread out to be able to speak. That's why I also said, Janani, let's have a nice Hindi program. And if the people not coming here because they have not yet discovered that a disciple of Srila Bhaktivedanta Vamana Maharaj is here giving Upadesh, so then let them maybe catch it while Govinda Maharaj is always preaching on some internet somewhere. Maharaj giving classes on internet. Already like we are having here like a headquarter spreading out into different places. Why? Because we believe in that. We believe that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a divine vision and he's utilizing all of us. Anyway, that came to my mind here to send out the message to all of you. Thank you, Padmanabha Maharaj. Please continue giving some enlightened words here on this issue or any issue which inspires you from this verse of Prapana Jivanamrita.
Actually, everything which we are having is or using, even our body, mind, everything is by the mercy of the Lord. From where does remembrance come? It comes from Krishna. And forgetfulness also comes from Krishna. If there is no forgetfulness, and if something happens and we cannot, like our dear one dies and we keep it in our mind and we cannot forget, then we cannot survive at all in our life. So, like forgetfulness also is the mercy of the Lord. Like remembrance is also the mercy, forgetfulness is also the mercy of the Lord. Without forget, we cannot live. the every breath we are taking is the mercy of the Lord. We should understand. Otherwise, if we go to purchase oxygen cylinder in the market, it will cost so much, but we are getting free oxygen, and every day in 24 hours we breathe like 20,000 to 25,000 times, and all the time we inhale oxygen and we are getting free of cost, but we take it so uh, cheaply that we don't even feel that this is the mercy of the Lord. The food stuff which we put in our mouth and it goes to the stomach, we do not know how it gets digest. How the chapatis, dal, rice, sabjis, it converts into blood, muscles, bones, we do not know. Neither the scientist can make bones, muscles, blood from sabji chapati. They cannot make. Yes.
Do you have any idea what is the value of the oxygen by the commercial prices of 1 day of breathing?
It is more or less uh, 15 to 20,000.
So 15 to 20,000. When somebody says, wait a second, Krishna is still having a bill for you for the last year's brief thing. This is 15 to 20 times 365.
Yes.
Times 365. And we are very indebted with the Supreme Lord. I thought that was a very beautiful point.
Solar energy, the sunlight, heat, whatever energy we get from the sun is because of Krishna, is because of the Supreme Lord. So, from the morning waking up to how do we go to sleep? If we cannot sleep for 2 days, can you imagine what will happen to us? Or if we cannot sleep for 1 week, how do we fall asleep? It is because of the Lord. Lord is giving permission that we sleep and refresh our mind. It is like refreshing the computer. So Krishna has made everything suitable for us, for our living. Also, He has created death because uh, if people do not die, can you imagine how the population will increase and what will happen to this world? So, everything is very scientific, everything. We do not know how the food which we are eating goes to every cell in our body, from head, top of the head to the finger of the leg. Everywhere the nutrients are going. So, systematic way of blood vessels and other fluids to take, like when we chew some hard thing, lots of enzymes comes from this part. this part, lots of enzyme.
Enjoyment.
Enzymes.
Enzymes.
Yes, comes from this part, and it comes like spray. Suppose we are eating puffed rice, or we will feel that enzymes are coming from here. It's like injection spraying just to make the food soft. If we eat soft food, it doesn't come like that. So, many systematic way our body is made, and not only our body, the whole creation. And never this scientist will be able to understand even 1% of the science of this universe. And we are so proud that we say, did God say this? Did God say that? Oh, of course, God said this, that. Well, for this verse, I can say this.
So I'm trying to make a little bill here. Oxygen price 15 to 20,000 rupees daily. Sunlight, electricity, give it another 20,000 rupees a day. If you for all the lights, and then we have functioning nature laws. That means like we're renting a system. Usually when we rent a system, we pay for it, no? Like a software or something, no? Then we have the body functions. Again, there's something to be paid. The water use in our body, the water use and the external water. Then the functioning of our teeth, how our teeth are getting everything chewed ready. Then we have a nervous system, which is also running. Then we have a blood system, is also running. Then we have a cleansing system for excretion and sweat, which always push out the dirty things. Then we have the price for the food intake. So we have an average that every day we should be indebted about at least 3 lakhs.
3 lakhs per day.
3 lakhs cost of life every day.
Can one imagine?
Every day. It's just a rough calculation, no? And then that has to be paid by devotional service only. It makes a nice lecture, no? The cost of life. Okay. Anybody feels some question, some commentary on what you have heard this today? Jananivas, you want to say something?
Okay, I want to say about the Shankardeva.
About Shankar?
Shankardeva বলুন বলছি না আমি একটু বলবো আর কি
Yes.
লম্বা করবেন না।
না স্যার Shankardev most popular of Assam people. He teach Vaishnava Dharma also, but he was a Sahajiya. He not for Sampradaya. He's not in for Sampradaya. He worship only single Krishna is not except Radharani. Everywhere his temple, Shankardeva temple, only flute play Krishna, single Krishna. They do not accept Radharani. They do not worship but Radha Krishna. That's why he is not Vaishnava Sampradaya in our Gauri Krishna
And
Sampradaya.
why do we chant some Jagannath Ashtakam and Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam?
No, that is not, he is not, that is not Shankaracharya. It is not said Shankardev. Shankaracharya and Shankaradev is different. Shankaracharya is from South India. Shankardev is from Assam. Shankaracharya is incarnation of Lord Shiva.
Shankardev?
No, Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is incarnation of Lord Shiva. Shankardev is not. Shankardev is a guru. He wrote also Bhagavat, Dasma Skanda Bhagavat. But not, it is Sahajiya. Sahajiya means, what is it, Maharaj, in English? Sahajiya. And that means he is not following the regulation, fourth principle regulation.
I don't know if he's in the Sahaja groups. Probably you know because Gaudiya Math was preaching there, because if he's not accepting Radharani, usually the Sahajas are taking some cheaply the Radha Krishna Rasa relationship. So anyway, I don't know.
Actually, my Shiksha Guru, Bhaktivedanta Vishnu Maharaj, he said, and sometimes the discussion about Bhagavatam, discussion about
Actually, our Gauriya
Shankardeva.
Parampara has a great, what you say, difficulty. That is, they think that their sampradaya is the only sampradaya, it is the greatest sampradaya. Brahma Madhva Sampradaya is the greatest among all the four sampradayas. And among the four, among Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, Gaudiya Sampradaya is the highest. And among the Gaudiya Sampradaya, Bhaktivinoda Thakur Sampradaya is highest. And among Bhaktivinoda Thakur Sampradaya, the disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, Saraswati Thakur, my Gurudev was the highest. And among all the disciples of my Gurudev, everyone has some fault.
Except
only
me.
Except me. So I am the highest in the world.
This is a heavy self-critique. So what's the conclusion?
The conclusion is that we should not criticize anyone.
No, not criticize. No, Sankadev Sahajay means they are not.
When I was in Assam with Vishnu Maharaj, and we made Harinam in every village, we always came by the Shankar temple, and many of the Shankar people also joined us in our program. They're very widespread.
No, this
In
one
Bengal also, there are some sampradaya known as Appa Sampradaya, according to our Gauriya Sampradaya, like Sitaram Das Sankarnath. But whatever it is, they preached throughout their life the holy name Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they, even far before ISKCON Gaudiya Math started, they are preaching Hare Krishna Mahamantra. although they have many wrong opinion, but at least we should accept that they are chanting the name of the Lord. Not not atheists. Acceptance is a very powerful quality. Even if you cannot accept, we have to respect.
It's a very interesting subject, really. And I'm sure different people have different opinions. Like Bhakti Vikas Swami, he's probably going to be very rigid in that regards. Like there's this, I was actually going to ask that there is a quotation that we should rather embrace a tiger than to enter into a Shiva temple. This quotation is given to Ramanuja Acharya. I don't know, but we don't handle it this way. What was the reason?
We are taking this discussion very long, Maharaj.
You brought up the subject. And you brought up a very important subject.
We can discuss it later.
Later.
Yes.
So, my dear friends, you can see universal consciousness is not so easily achieved, but like in the Vishva Vaishnava Raj Sabha, we are together for all those who are representing Sanatana Dharma. That is at least one platform we certainly have. Thank you very much for listening, and any commentary, you're most welcome.